Hello, welcome back to Samuel's Tech, and today we're looking at the GoPro 8 again. We've got a brand new leak that's just come out and it's quite revealing, to say the least. Have you ever come down on Christmas morning and then you see what you believe to be a Nintendo 64 wrapped up in a gift box, then you open it up and it's an unbranded knockoff console? Well, that's not quite as bad as how it is, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. So the new release is from a catalogue which is found, it's mynavyexchange.com. It's a photo taken of their catalogue, and the reason that makes it seem kind of legit is that catalogues have to be printed before the things come out so that they can be distributed to all the different places and people can actually make the orders on the day it comes out. Now on this, it does say that it comes out on the 27th of September, which we know from a GoPro video that's just come out that that's actually going to be the 1st of October is the release date. But for me, that only makes it seem more believable, because obviously when the information's slightly wrong, or they just get the best information that they have at the time when they print the catalogue. Now let's get into the specs, and unfortunately it's still the GP one, and it's still 2GB SD RAM, 4K 60, 1080p, 240. So we have it in this catalogue, and it says that the new price is $379.99, and that's in dollars, which is a sort of standard GoPro price. Now the picture shows that it doesn't come with anything else, it's just the camera on its own. Maybe you get a memory card with it, but it doesn't come with the media module, which leads me to believe that yes, you're going to pay an extra $20 or something to get the media module, which would bump it up to $399.99. That seems like a sort of expected price. It doesn't seem too crazy, and by the looks of it, it looks to be the same form factor as previous cameras, so hopefully your random like cases and things are still gonna work. Obviously the difference now is gonna be that they have moved things around on the outside with 2GB SD RAM, which is the same, 4K 60, which is the same, but maybe there'll be a slight improvement there where you can use hypersmooth at 4K 60 now, whereas you never used to be able to do that. And if you were filming in 4:3, hypersmooth would be turned off for certain resolutions and certain frame rates. So hopefully with the new addition of hypersmooth 2, then that will mean that hypersmooth is available for any setting, which is, yeah, that's quite good. That's quite an improvement. Now with live streaming, you're able to live stream at 1080p rather than 720p. Before, on the GoPro 7, you could live stream at 720p and it would save a 1080p file to your camera so that you'd be able to upload the 1080p clip later on. But this way, you can just go straight to streaming at 1080p. Time Warp 2, which just means they've improved Time Warp as well, so we'll see. Maybe you have more flexibility in the settings. Digital lenses. Now, that doesn't mean that it's got some sort of like computer eye or something like that. Actually, a digital lens is just about how they manufacture a lens. Now, modern lenses that are made digitally means that they are cut very accurately with lasers and stuff like that, rather than the old-fashioned way where they might grind it with two rocks together. You know how they grind something to make it smaller, which isn't quite as accurate. So with lasers, it's more accurate, which can often mean that it's better in low light and just less refraction and stuff like that when the light passes through. So it might add some improvement, but it remains to be seen. That leads me on to where it says improved low light recording. That might be due to the digital lens, so they could argue that technically it's better. Whether that's a software based thing, we'll see. Capture preset. So I guess there's going to be more settings that you can do with, if you want to capture for a certain amount of time, maybe when you're doing a time lapse, they've added more settings in. Multishot plus off-road. I imagine that's similar to Time Warp, If you see what I mean, they're going to be sort of stabilized so that the series of photos will all sort of look similar, even if you're bumping up and down. That's my assumption. Live burst. Generally, live burst means that when you take a photo, it already is saving images just in case you press the shutter button, and so that as soon as you press the shutter button, it takes frames from a previous second and then carries on until the time you took the photo, and then it saves frames after as well. So essentially, it's just getting ready and prepared. So if you see a moment and you press the shutter button just after the moment, it still saves previous images that it's already taken. I hope that explains it properly. Now, my opinion on this, I believe it's legit. It seems like it's properly taken in a catalogue, and it's not unusual for catalogue leaks to happen around this sort of time. It happens in many, many products. The pricing seems legit. It's My Navy Exchange, which I believe is people that work in the Navy, and so they obviously need to load up things for months at a time, and so they would have just chucked on all these catalogues in advance, and someone's got hold of one and taken a photo. So my opinion on whether to upgrade, I guess I've sort of changed. Now it's kind of, if you can afford it, great, and maybe they've solved some of the issues with freezing and stuff like that. On the hardware side, there's not really been an improvement, apart from maybe the lens is slightly better. And the form factor and with the new media module, it is quite appealing. If you can afford it, I'd say upgrade. But the 7 is still good enough in comparison, I think. So maybe if you're in the market for a 7, it's going to be a good time to get a 7 when the 8 comes out, because the 7 will be cheaper. So, you know, it's not all bad. Because often if you buy an older camera, then you'll be like, oh, that other one is just so much better. Look, you can film in 4K 120. But that's not the case this time. So I'm sorry to be the Scrooge that gives you the coal if you're really hoping for 4K 120, but I'd say at this point that's not going to happen. Thank you very much for clicking and watching the video. And if you want to see more leaks, if they ever happen, I'm sure this is the last one and the last one we need. What more could we say? Then subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be told when I upload any more videos. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.